In the catalog of horrific crimes, those who victimize a child are among the worst. When 8-year-old Sandra Cantu of Tracy, California went missing on March 27, 2009, the possibilities ranged from her being lost to a simple kidnapping to killing. No one imagined that the main suspect would be the Sunday school teaching Melissa Huckaby, 28. Though there have been many instances in which women have murdered children, usually their own child, most of those cases have a sort of insane reasoning to them, such as Andrea Yates, the Texas woman suffering from severe postpartum depression, who systematically drowned all 5 of her children. It's rare to see a woman like Huckaby involved in a murder case, young, seemingly liked by her neighbors, involved in the community, a mother herself, by all accounts, seemingly normal. And rarer still was her court appearance. Those facing trial tend to face the judge stoically. Huckaby, during her court appearances, openly wept and seemed genuinely remorseful. Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park is located in Tracy, California, just 60 miles from San Francisco. It's mostly a dairy farming community, but has had some spillover residents in recent years from the inexorable sprawl of Silicon Valley. A member of the Clover Road Baptist Church, where her grandfather, Clifford Lane Lawless, was the pastor and she taught Sunday school classes, Huckaby was a trusted member of the community. She would look after other kids for parents. Huckaby and Sandra Cantu's family lived just 5 doors down from each other. Melissa's 5-year-old daughter, Madison, often played with Sandra. Sandra Cantu was last seen on March 27th around 4 p.m. when she left to play with a friend. She was caught on a surveillance tape that day, skipping down the road wearing her pink Hello Kitty t-shirt. It is believed that this is the last time she was seen alive. When her daughter didn't return home at 8 p.m., her mother, Maria Chavez, called the police. No stone was left unturned in the searching for Sandra. The FBI joined forces with the local police, conducting door-to-door interviews with every resident in the mobile home park. They set up barricades at which they searched car trunks and interviewed people driving into the area. A California Highway Patrol helicopter equipped with thermal imaging flew above the area, searching for clues. Residents joined in the search, posting flyers around town. 16 different agencies from the region joined forces with the FBI and the Tracy police, working in 12-hour shifts to locate the missing child. Numerous cars were impounded and searched, but dismissed. There was some criticism that the police didn't reach out to the media early enough when, after several days, Sandra was still not found. It began to look less and less like they would find a living Sandra Cantu, and the police turned to the Tracy dump to search for evidence, such as the clothes she had been wearing, which might indicate that the kidnapper had changed her clothes, or, more darkly, for Sandra's body. On April 9th, they caught a weird break, a note, "From Sandra to my killer." The note was found on a tree on the trailer park's grounds. Initially, several different men were questioned. One, who had kissed Sandra playfully on the lips, was questioned and dismissed. The police questioned her father, Daniel Cantu, who had not seen the little girl for nearly a year. 2 men were described as persons of interest, their vehicles towed and searched, ultimately turning up nothing. The police had begun to close in, but at that point, no one had seriously entertained the possibility that the suspect might be a woman. On April 6th, Jose Luis Franco was working at a dairy farm just north of Tracy when he noticed something unusual. In the pond, a piece of luggage appeared to have been left behind. He called the authorities, who spent several hours at the scene. They were not yet aware of what was inside the suitcase, nor did they know it had any connection with the Cantu case. After processing the scene, the authorities announced that a body had been found inside the suitcase and that the body was indeed Sandra's, ending the 10-day hunt for the 8-year-old girl. Franco was later awarded $20,000 for locating the luggage that held the body. That night, police declared the mobile home park a crime scene and spent numerous hours questioning Pastor Lane Lawless. The day after, police obtained a search warrant to search the pastor's church, where Melissa Huckaby taught Sunday school classes. The church is located only 100 feet away from the mobile home park. Though the pastor was not officially named a suspect, the police confiscated computers and files from the school. The police set up 2 large tents behind the church, which incited the media to follow the pastor and his wife constantly. His wife, Connie Lawless, told the Contra Costa Times, "We're open to whatever they want to ask." The pastor was never named a suspect and was only considered a person of interest. Still, it seemed like the police were getting closer to their target. On April 10th, Melissa Huckaby was arrested, sending the tight-knit community into shock. No one could make sense of the arrest. Even a police spokesman said at a news conference that he couldn't begin to theorize the motive. Did a Sunday school teacher with no history of violence, who was a mother herself, kill this little girl in the church and pack her in a rolling suitcase before driving in her own car, a purple Kia, to dump the body in that pond? Huckaby's own relatives were dumbfounded. Her uncle Brett Lawless told CBS's Sacramento affiliate, "The allegations are so far outside what I know about my niece. Of course, there are doubts in my mind, but we understand the police doing their jobs might have some probable cause." But if one had been paying attention, Huckaby wasn't so squeaky clean. In January, she had been convicted of petty theft in Los Angeles County and pleaded no contest to another petty charge in San Joaquin County Superior Court for shoplifting at a Target. Her sentence included 3 years probation, and she was ordered to attend a county medical health program. She also had a history of dating troubled men. Her father said that she had a history of depression and had been having trouble with her divorce. Still, murder? Of a child? Prior to her arrest, she had voluntarily called the Tracy press and offered strange information. She told a reporter that she indeed owned the rolling suitcase in which the body was found, but explained it had been stolen from her house on the day Sandra went missing. She said she had reported the suitcase being stolen. She inserted herself further into the investigation by trying to deflect attention away from her grandfather, the pastor, with whom she lived. "It's not my granddad's. It's mine, and someone took it," she said. And the more she talked, the odder she seemed. Inconsistencies in her story began to trouble police when they questioned her. After she revealed enough information to give them probable cause, they arrested her. Initially, many people figured that she must be covering for someone. The Melissa they knew couldn't possibly be this evil. But then, new details were revealed that chilled the residents of Tracy to the bone. They knew that the crime had been gruesome enough for a judge to order the autopsy sealed. But then, the residents learned a bit more. On May 22nd, Huckaby was brought into court to face additional charges that were completely separate from the Cantu case. She was charged with poisoning a man and a 7-year-old girl, 2 separate counts, as well as child endangerment. On separate occasions, Huckaby had allegedly drugged 2 different people, one an older man and a 7-year-old whom Melissa had been babysitting. The mother reported the incident, which took place in January, to police and told ABC News that police hadn't taken her case very seriously. The hospital had told the mother, who wanted to remain unidentified, that her daughter had muscle relaxants in her system. Stranger evidence still turned up on Huckaby's computer. In April, it was revealed by CBS that Huckaby had performed internet searches on a case that turned out to be eerily similar to Cantu's, that of Rose Pisem, a 4-year-old girl who had been murdered in Israel by her grandfather with whom she lived. After being missing for several months, Pisem's body was discovered stuffed in a suitcase. Was it possible that the grandfather had committed the crime and had framed Melissa? Or maybe it was the other way around. Had she tried, for some reason, to frame her own grandfather? Sympathy for Huckaby was dwindling. It was also revealed that she was a person of interest in an arson case in 2007, in which 2 fires had been set in a La Palma, California house in which she had lived. Coupled with the poisoning allegations, Melissa Huckaby was slowly turning from an angel to a devil. On July 20th, the grand jury met and considered Huckaby's case. When they had finished, the results were more startling than previously expected. Huckaby was indicted on 5 counts on August 17th. If convicted, she could face the death penalty. A preliminary hearing was set for September 24th. After months of not entering a plea, Huckaby pleaded not guilty. Something else was different about this court appearance. Unlike her other public appearances, this time, Melissa Huckaby did not shed a tear. On April 10, 2009, Huckaby was arrested and charged with the murder of Cantu. She received further charges regarding the druggings of a 7-year-old girl and 37-year-old man. These charges were dropped as part of a plea bargain in which Huckaby pleaded guilty to the first-degree murder and kidnapping of Cantu in order to avoid the death penalty. Huckaby was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. At her sentencing, Huckaby said, "I still cannot understand why I did what I did. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life." The prosecutor in the case speculated that she killed Cantu for attention.